Good afternoon, everybody, or I guess it's almost good evening. Today it's Sunday, so today I'm going to make my mother's recipe of Matzo Cake, since tomorrow night starts Passover, and as you all know, I'm one of the chosen ones. So I have a small cake pan with sides because I need to soak my egg matzah. So it takes 6 egg matzahs, and before I do that, I'm going to get a half a cup of wine, good old Manischewitz. Believe it or not, I was the only one in my family at the Sedar table that did not like the wine. Never have been, probably never will be a drinker. So I'm going to pour a little bit over each egg matzah, and there's 6 of them. Now this was one Pesach cake that I just never cared for, probably because of the wine. Now my kids and my nieces and nephews just love it. I just never acquired a taste for it, I suppose. But this way there's leftovers for people to take home. Just going to do this a few more times so it can try and seep down to each layer. Yeah, it's getting there. Okay, I'm going to let that sit, and I'll get the frosting together for it. And that takes a half a pound of butter, a whole pound of confectionery sugar. So here's my pound of confectionery sugar. And the butter is very, very soft, so that's perfect. Growing up, Mom did all the cooking for the Sedar, and my sister, brother, and families came over to Mom's house, and we all gathered around the table in the kitchen. And when my dad was alive, Dad said the prayers, and since I was the youngest, I got to do the 4 questions in Hebrew, since that's something we learned in Sunday school. Okay, I also need 1 egg yolk. I guess I'll do it this way. tablespoons of cocoa. And I don't think I brought my tablespoon over here. Be right back. There we go. 5 tablespoons of cocoa. And then, Grizz, this is for you, 2 tablespoons of rum. And Grizz, I'm not cooking this one out. Okay, so it's a little heavy-handed on the rum. Now, forgive me while I turn my mixer on and get this all nicely blended together. Even though I know most of it is soaked up, I'm going to add probably a little bit over a tablespoon of wine was left. I'm going to add that. Here, we will get started moving the matzah over to a plate. I wish I would have had a bigger one, but I don't. And I will start putting the frosting. At this point, it's just like frosting a cake. Doesn't have to be precise. And you do want your matzahs facing all the same way as far as the little line separations. We do not eat anything with leavening during Passover. So we have matzah. I'll tell you, too much matzah can really play havoc with your system. But give me some matzah and some butter, and then some salt, and I'm good to go. When I grew up, because Mom made chicken soup, and she always made it a day before and then put it in the refrigerator, all the fat would go to the top and congeal. And she would scrape off the fat and put it in a jar. Could have been a mason jar, I don't remember. But that is what, I know this is going to sound sick to some of you, but that is what I spread on my matzah instead of butter, was chicken schmaltz fat. So I got my nice svelte figure, honestly. And being a spring holiday, I always knew that Passover was close because when I would come home from school, and as soon as I would open the door, the strong smell of fresh grated horseradish would meet your nose, because Mom grew her own and she grated it. I'd give her credit. I don't know how she did it without a gas mask on. And I have fresh horseradish out in the garden, but those memories of that smell, I just haven't gotten around to the point that I want to grate it up. I probably should. Daryl loves fresh horseradish. Go. Oops. This last piece is very soaked in with. Oh, and there's some of the powdered chicory that didn't get mixed. That's okay. Everything's going to be hidden by frosting. Tomorrow morning I will start my chicken soup. So tomorrow night for Sedar I will have chicken soup and matzo balls. I'm going to have this Matzo Cake. And then I'm going to try a recipe that someone that I met via YouTube, Kate Miller. She sent me a recipe that she created for Passover Mounds bars. So I'm going to try that, and hopefully mine will come out as good as I know hers do. We can add that to the menu plan for Passovers to come. Now, I'm not the best at frosting here, but this is all there is to it. I will let this sit a little bit in room temperature for the frosting to get a little bit hard. Then I'll put some toothpicks in it and put some saran wrap on the top, and I'll put it in the fridge overnight. That's it. An easy peasy Passover meal, Passover dessert. My mother's matzo cake. So enjoy, subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you think we're worth it. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your enemies. You know, you can't go wrong with a matzo cake. So I will see you on the flip side.